Hi everybody and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host Nancy Byrne and we are coming to you from in front of the Las Vegas City Hall. You know, study after study shows that children start learning right around the time they start crawling. So a pre-K education is vitally important. It helps students start off on the right foot instead of feeling like they are always trying to catch up. So the City of Las Vegas has joined together with some very strong community partners to make sure that pre-K education is not a privilege but an opportunity for all. With the stroke of the giant scissors, another giant step forward in early childhood education. This is Strong Start Academy at Wardell. Before the ribbon was cut, we took a look inside with our Mayor Carolyn Goodman and Strong Start Academy staff.
It's adorable, all the painted little shutters and everything, and so clean and exciting. We can't wait for our children to be here.
Once inside, large rooms with little chairs look like a place anyone would want to learn. Bright colors and cozy cushions on the floor make for a perfect environment for children to open the door to a world only education can provide. Teaming up with Asalar Learning, this school will become the 4th Strong Start Academy in Las Vegas. After the tour, city leaders praised this successful accomplishment.
Together with our community partners, Asalar Learning, we will provide a strong educational foundation to ensure that children enter kindergarten prepared to learn, graduate high school, and continue to contribute to the community.
Every child needs an advocate, hopefully a parent. And every child from the day it's born is a sponge to receive information and try things. And you can't do that if you're not given the same opportunities to learn.
We know that education is the greatest equalizer. If you give a child access to high quality education, that child, the sky is the limits. They're gonna go places, they're going to do things. And so it's just amazing that where there's a will, there's a way, and we have amazing staff at our city that see the need in our community and our city, and we just move.
Making sure every child is given the tools to prepare for a successful education and future. That is the philosophy behind Strong Start Academies, and now we are one more academy strong. Congratulations on a 4th Strong Start Academy. You know, it's not often you can say that something positive came out of the COVID-19 pandemic, but as the City of Las Vegas pulled out all the stops to make sure that residents had all the information they needed about test sites and everything that had to do with the pandemic, an idea was born to form a one-stop information shop. Well, that idea has grown from an important resource during the pandemic to an important resource overall.
Good morning, City of Las Vegas. This is Lucy. How may I help you?
Want to pay your sewer bill? Report a stray dog? Have questions on your business license or safe key hours? The City of Las Vegas cares so much about helping you out. It's in the name of this fairly new call center, the Customer Care Center.
Since you already made the payment early, it's not going to withdraw out of your account.
The Customer Care Center started out in March of 2020 as one place all residents could turn to get important information about COVID-19. About 1,000 questions a month would come in on everything from testing sites to school information. This got city leaders thinking maybe this could serve as a broader resource.
So we worked with different departments trying to see how we can centralize our customer service. So any resident in the City of Las Vegas can do a one-stop shop type of experience and come pay their water bill, any sewer bill, maybe report a lost pet or a dog on the loose. And so through that type of framework, we've been able to expand the whole call center to become the customer care center for the whole city.
Now the staff here fields up to 12,000 calls a month.
We get a broad spectrum of questions. We can get anything from I want to talk to you about my business license to when is the next council meeting, people calling about their permits on their homes, their sewer, the streets, graffiti, anything that has to do with the City of Las Vegas, we get those calls.
They don't just answer questions, they can accept payments either over the phone or in person.
No, it won't affect your auto pay. So we take payments for parking, we take payments for sewer, safe key, and business licensing, and also animal control as well.
They are trained regularly to know exactly what department the caller may need or where they can turn to get what they need.
So we do get a directory. We get an updated directory every month or so. It gives us a breakdown of who handles what in each department. So when we get those pertinent calls and we don't know who to reach, we can go ahead and check our directory, get them over to the right person.
The staff, the call agents, they are so well versed. They go through pretty rigorous training when they first become part of the team. They have to learn city services. They have a lot of support in terms of information at their fingertips, that they have systems access. And so with that in mind, they're able to basically within minutes or sometimes hopefully seconds get the help that the caller needs.
They are also trained in calming a caller down. Too often people have called a variety of numbers and have either been given a bit of a runaround or couldn't reach an actual human being on the other end of the line. Many who call in here are simply out of patience.
You definitely want to try to de-escalate each and every call. We do get those customers that are basically, like you said, at their wits' end, and you make sure you can get them to a calmer place and let them know that you've reached the city of Las Vegas. So no matter what, we can get you to where you need to be, or at least get you the information and the assistance that's needed.
Even if the place or person the caller needs doesn't even fall into the city of Las Vegas jurisdiction, they are taught to try to figure it out.
We get a lot of calls that doesn't even pertain to the city, so we can just look it up for them, Google it, you know, and help them get that information that they need.
And now the responsibilities of the Customer Care Center are growing again. It will be joining the city's Joint Information Center, or JIC. The JIC is set up in an emergency, such as October 1, or on a night where there could be trouble, such as New Year's Eve. The JIC is responsible for disseminating the news that comes into the city, making sure the public gets important information, but also making sure that information is fact-checked before being released. The Customer Care Center will take charge of the area known as the rumor control lines.
So the call center is now going to become basically take over that responsibility of being that place where citizens, residents can call, obtain the latest information, obtain correct information, because as you know, rumors fly like crazy, and so we call that rumor control. And so that's the function that the Customer Care Center will be taking over.
It takes a special set of skills and compassion to work in the Customer Care Center. These men and women have been chosen to be here, and they want to be here.
What makes us a little different here, because the people that are chosen to work here have that mindset, even though we can deal with upset people.
It's definitely a warming feeling, especially when they want to, leave gratitude with your supervisor. Sometimes it goes all the way up to the mayor. So you definitely feel like you've helped a citizen that is basically your neighbor, because we all live in the city of Las Vegas, so we're all here together.
The Customer Call Center is located at 500 South Main Street, Suite 110. You can stop in there in person to pay SafeKey bills, sewer bills, parking fees, just about anything city-related except for municipal court fees. You can call the center Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. On weekends, you will be offered automated options. The number is easy to remember. It's 702-229-CARE, 229-2273. We're standing next to a LEED certified building, and of course across the street is our municipal court, also LEED certified. I always like to say here on City Beat that Las Vegas was putting forth steps to put sustainability first, long before the word sustainability was even cool. And recently we were recognized in a big way by the U.S. Council of Green Buildings as a leading example across the world for putting sustainability first. The U.S. Green Building Council has recognized the city of Las Vegas for, quote, shaping the quality of life for their residents, planning for a more equitable, resilient, and sustainable future, unquote, as the city formed its 2050 master plan. In other words, the city made certain the plan aligned with the Lead for Cities framework so that we can continue to save precious resources, shrink our carbon footprint, and improve the quality of life for all residents. It is a huge recognition that sets us apart from cities across the world when it comes to living green now and in our future. But we've been doing this a long time. Here are just 5 of many steps the city has accomplished in being green. Our 2050 master plan covers conservation of resources, transit, renewable energy, water use, and climate, among other subjects. The city receives power for the entire municipal load from NV Energy's renewable sources. Las Vegas generates 6 megawatts of energy at 40 city parks and facilities. Just in the past several years, the city has constructed 10 LEED certified green buildings, including City Hall and our municipal court building, to name just 2. And the city reduced annual water consumption by 2.25 billion gallons over the past decade. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas and our planning department in particular for earning this very significant global award. Well, speaking of awards, if you missed the October 6th City Council meeting and the ceremonial segment of that meeting, well, then you missed some outstanding citizens being recognized for their contribution not just to this city, but to our country, in fact, our world. First of all, the council recognized a 98-year-old World War II veteran who took part in the D-Day invasion at Omaha Beach. He was officially presented with the Purple Heart Medal by a U.S. Army representative at the meeting, surrounded by dozens of family members, friends, and military supporters. On June 6th of 1944, Private First Class Onofrio Zakari, nicknamed No-No, was wounded by German shrapnel during the D-Day invasion. Due to the death of the medic who treated him, his injuries went undocumented for more than 75 years. But after many coming together to assist him, he finally received this long overdue military honor. The Purple Heart is given to those wounded or killed while serving with the U.S. military. Also at that same meeting, the council recognized the local Olympic swimmers who are part of the Sandpipers of Nevada swim team. Olympian Katie Grimes made the Olympic team at only 15 years of age, and Bella Sims won a silver medal in the 4x200-meter freestyle relay. The Sandpipers of Nevada trained at the Pavilion Pool right here in Ward 2. Congratulations to all of our outstanding citizens here in Las Vegas. Well, a little bit later on, we are going to take you to a cinema under the stars. But up next, we're heading over to a friend's house for some pretty cool Halloween safety tips. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Jordan Moore. Jordan is with the Youth Development and Social Innovation Department, where she lives and breathes the city's values of kind, committed, and smart. While she has always been the go-to person when it comes to getting information out on YDSI programs quickly and accurately, in the past year, she has truly risen to the top. In April 2020, she started assisting with the day-to-day operations at the Isolation and Quarantine, or ISOQ facility. It was built to house homeless patients during the COVID-19 pandemic. All the while, she continued to work on YDSI initiatives such as Vegas Strong Academy and stepped up to help with the city's vaccination rollout. The list goes on, but suffice to say, anyone who comes in contact with Jordan finds their day is brightened by her infectious smile. For her dedication to the city and our residents, we say congratulations to Jordan Moore, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
I chose to get the vaccine because being a family practice physician, I saw a lot of patients who got really sick with COVID.
So getting the vaccine and being safe and being able to not give it to my family members is very important to me.
I chose to get vaccinated based on wanting to protect my community, my patients, and my family.
I think we all want to get back to normal as quickly as possible, and to me, vaccinations are going to be the way to do that.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back to City Beat, everyone. I am here with a woman I call my co-host quite often, Melanie Denon with Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, who has welcomed us into her home and her kitchen to talk about Halloween safety. Thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Yes, let's start with the home. Give us some tips for making sure your home is Halloween safe.
Okay, when you're going to have a lot of trick-or-treaters, some little kids coming up to your house. Some kids are going to be wearing masks. You know, we prefer makeup is better than masks. Because sometimes they can't see through them, but make sure there's no tripping hazards in the pathway all the way up to your door and back. Okay. You don't want anybody tripping and getting hurt on your property. Right, making sure that everything that has to be plugged in is not in the way. If you have a candle, a pumpkin with a candle right next to the doorway, you might want to move it because a lot of costumes are not flame resistant and they can catch on fire from your jack-o'-lantern.
Okay, well let's just move right on into pumpkins then, because you've got some really good safety tips that I've never heard before.
Yes, so when you're carving a pumpkin, always use you can get the pumpkin carving kits.
Okay.
They're actually a lot safer. The blades are not as sharp as, let's say, a knife like this, and people cut themselves all the time trying to carve pumpkin with kitchen knives.
Right.
So if you get the little pumpkin carving kit, it will saw through the pumpkin, but you're less likely to cut your hand or your finger.
You can actually rub your finger on that and it's not going to cut you, but a knife sure will.
Yes, and with pumpkins it's better to use like LED lights, or like pumpkins come with little LED lights. You can use you know, fake candles, battery operated candles that flicker. They're a lot better than candles, because fires are started every year.
Yes.
Because of jack-o'-lantern candles.
The flameless candles.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's talk. You touched on costumes, but let's touch on that again, because there's a few more tips. You were saying that masks aren't always great, even though we're all used to wearing masks right now, but we're both vaccinated.
Yes.
But they can slip.
Yes, masks can slip or fall down on a child's head. It's one size fits all, a lot of them, and they don't fit very well. So children have a hard time seeing out of them. They're more likely to trip over a curb, and it's dark out. So people, you know, their lights are dimmer, or they have different colored lights, dark lights, so it's harder for kids to see. Face painting is actually better than anything. Another thing with dark costumes, you cannot see children at night. It's really difficult. You can get stuff like reflective fabric at a store for extremely cheap, and you can just even make a belt out of it, put it on their costume. You can glue it on with fabric glue. I also put a piece of it on my kid's bucket, you know. So it's really hard to see children. You can't see them with your car lights unless you're 10 to 15 feet from them. But with reflectors, you can see them from 100 or more feet away.
And you actually shot video to prove that. We're showing you the video right now. You can't even believe how much difference the reflective tape does make.
Yes.
While the kids are out and about.
Yes. So make sure that if they're under 12, parents should always go with their children when they trick or treat, especially if it's dark, and you don't want them to get lost. And make sure they know the route they're going. Your kids, if they're older and are going out, make sure you know the route they're going. You know how to get a hold of them. They know how to call 911 in case of an emergency. Tell them never go into a stranger's house or car for candy or anything like that. If your kids want to go into a neighbor's house that is a haunted house, some people set up their garages, you should go with them. Okay. You should always go with them.
All right. So. And leave the earbuds at home.
Yeah, earbuds at home. Make sure your kids aren't staring down at their phone while they're walking, especially at, you know, it's darker during Halloween, like I said. So you don't want them tripping and falling over curbs and stuff, getting a broken arm or leg or anything. And
just judging by the props, Melanie's also saying that let them carry a flashlight or a lantern or something. That helps the motorists spot them too. When they get home,
double check their candy.
Yes.
Double check it. Just make sure that nothing looks odd or out of the ordinary. There's no holes in the wrappers or anything like that. And just make sure that everything's appropriate. You don't, you know, some people think something's appropriate for kids, like alcohol-filled chocolates, and they don't realize that, you know. So always go through your kids' candy and stuff when they get home, just to make sure it looks good.
Plus, your kids might have allergies to a candy with nuts in it, and you just want to make sure that that's out of their reach.
Plus, you get to go through their candy and decide what you want.
Exactly. Separate. Oh, honey, this you can't have that. That's not good for you. And lastly, let's give a little a heads up to motorists out there on Halloween.
Motorists definitely need to make sure they are not distracted. Get off of your phone.
Yes.
Keep your eyes open for kids. You know, like I said, kids are going to wear dark costumes, and they're going to be on the sidewalk walking across a driveway, and if you turn in, you may not see them until you've already hit them. So just drive slow in residential neighborhoods, or if you're in a commercial area that's doing a trunk or treat or anything like that, there's a lot of those. Just go slow, like you would do in a school zone. Just keep your eyes peeled for little kids.
You had a statistic about Halloween night.
Yes, more kids are hit by cars on Halloween than any other day of the year.
Okay, so how tragic would that be?
Yes.
Melanie, thank you. As always, we just so appreciate your tips.
Thank you for having us here.
Absolutely. Happy Halloween. What are you dressing up as?
I'm going to be a witch.
Okay, all right. I thought I'm going to be a firefighter. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him opening his own clothing store at the age of 18? 1 in 138,000. Excited to be a part of pop culture, he packed for the big city. The odds of finding someone to invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5 million. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Welcome back to City Beat. Do you remember old drive-in movie theaters? Well, we have a story about something that puts a little spin on that. You don't sit in your car, you actually sit under the stars. Sue Levitt has more in this Open for Business segment.
Everyone, I'm Sue Levitt. If you've ever wanted to watch a movie under the stars with a view of the city, well, now you can here at Hidden Cinema in beautiful downtown Las Vegas.
We love to try new things, so this is awesome. It's beautiful up here.
Hidden Cinema is the only rooftop movie theater in Las Vegas, offering guests something a little different.
We're outside, it's beautiful out, the weather's perfect, you don't have to wear a mask.
Yes. And I think tonight is a perfect night because it's very nice out, it's not too hot, not too cold, and the ambience is very, very nice.
The twinkling lights, movie screen, comfortable beanbag chairs, along with snacks and cocktail service, make it easy to forget you're actually on top of a downtown parking garage.
We're showing some great movies, we've had fantastic customers so far. Our main goal is to make people happy and have a good time, escapism, and I think movies basically are a form of escapism, as well as television and TV shows. So I think it's great. You know, the world's a crazy place at the moment, so coming here, spend a couple of hours, take your mind off things, enjoy yourself, have a cocktail.
I think it's amazing. It's about time that we have some different things for locals to do besides gaming.
While Hidden Cinema does offer snacks to purchase, they also allow guests to bring in their own food.
He did this like today.
Hidden Cinema is a pop-up event, and for the time the theater is here, 24 different classic movie favorites will be shown.
I totally forgot what Notting Hill was about, so I'm ready.
Along with romantic classics, legendary thrillers, Halloween hits, and holiday season favorites will also be shown.
It'd be nice to get snuggled up, you know? I can't think of anything better than watching a Christmas movie under the stars with a hot chocolate, personally.
Pick a movie you kind of want to see, make a date night of it, come up here and just hang out.
If you want to check out Hidden Cinema, it's only here for a couple of months. The last showing is December 18th. Hidden Cinema is located at 321 South Casino Center Boulevard. To purchase tickets or get more information, you can visit hiddencinema.com.
Thank you, Sue Levitt, for that story. Well, a little earlier in the show, we talked about Halloween safety, so let's put some of those practices into action as we tell you about some spectacular events taking place across the city. Well, that does it for another City Beat, but as we say goodbye, we're going to take you through some of our city neighborhoods to show you that the Halloween spirit is going strong. We'll see you for the next City Beat. Find out what's going on all over the city of Las Vegas by subscribing to the City Beat e-newsletter. Simply scan this QR code to get a preview of each show twice a month.